Just thought I'd take a moment and share with you the comms that we use when we're travelling around, whether it's in the high country here or outback Australia or coastal, wherever. We have, in effect, we've got three different comm systems that we use. The first one is the standard mobile phone. In our case, I've got an iPhone, Telstra 4, 5G, whatever's going, wherever you got coverage. But you'll notice there's something a bit different here. I've actually got it coupled into what's called a SAT sleeve. So this is a satellite phone receiver, transmitter, and it couples with my phone, any iPhone or any other phone, doesn't matter. And that becomes a SAT phone. So you use your standard phone, Wi-Fi's to the SAT sleeve, and then it will connect. A couple other things, there's a port in the back of the SAT sleeve for an external aerial. So you could have an aerial, say, on the roof of the truck and the device mounted inside. But also you can pull the phone, because it's connected via Wi-Fi to the SAT sleeve, doesn't need to be in the cradle. So you could have the cradle somewhere where you've got guaranteed reception. You could have the device, it could be inside in the tent or roaming around. As long as you're within Wi-Fi connection distance, then you've got connectivity. So it doesn't have to be docked in the actual SAT sleeve for it to function. And in this instance, it's connecting to the Thuraya network, which is a geostationary satellite. There's two of them, and they're fixed, they don't orbit. And there's one near Singapore and one South Africa somewhere, I'm not sure. Anyway, so we're camped tonight on Pineapple Flat on the King River. So we're in the high country, surrounded by valleys. Typical high country river valley system, not dissimilar to anywhere else. And we've got Thuraya network there. It took a few minutes, but I've got 4 or 5 full signal effectively, sat phone signal, and off we go. We just call, use your contacts in your phone book, and as you would phone, call direct, dial the number, use your contact, and they won't be charged a fee. Whoever's receiving the call won't be charged a fee, and if they call me, they're not charged the satellite fee either. Only me, who's calling out, would be charged the satellite fee. And it's not cheap. I think it's a couple of bucks a minute, at least $1 a minute, I think, $1.50. And we have our system through Pivotel, and they offer multiple different satellite services. We used to be through Optus, still using the Thuraya network through Optus when we first started, but we've switched over to Pivotel because Optus stopped doing it. So we carry this in the truck all the time with us, no matter where we're going, locally or interstate, further afield. We carry the sat phone with us, and it's reliable. Like I say, I've got full signal here, Pineapple Flat, typical high country river valley. Just got to have a bit of open sky. We've got some tree canopy above us, but there is a bit of a general horizon out there. Don't think we've had to use it in anger, not for emergency, touch wood, but we've certainly used it. Make a call. When you're calling somebody, there is a bit of a delay. It's got to go, a long way rather than just a phone tower. But like I say, that took probably 5 minutes to find us, and then off we go. I used Pivotel, have an account with Pivotel. It costs $16.50 a month. You can turn it on and off, so if you're not going to be inactive, you can turn your account off if you like, or put it on hold and then reactivate it. But there is a fee if you reactivate it, so that's just something to consider. But given that we want access to it pretty much all the time, we're travelling somewhere regularly, I don't turn it off and on, whatever you can justify, I guess. So $16.50 a month anywhere in Australia, that doesn't change. So the other device I use, so the third device, so we've got our Telstra mobile, iPhone, whatever you got, is the first source, 4G, 5G, Thuraya satellite phone network through Pivotel, and then I've got the Garmin InReach. So obviously it's a GPS, navigation and all that, but it's also comms. So the InReach service or facility is using satellite systems once again. It's using the Iridium network and it has a number of features on it. It's got a tracking feature which I can activate, and key people, whoever I've nominated, access to the account can actually see where I am at any given time, and I can leave a track, can drop a breadcrumb every 10 minutes, and you can track the journey wherever you are via a mobile device or on a computer, on a web. It's a web-based service there. People with access can log on and have a look where you are. You can also have preset messaging based on some defaults that you might wish to have in place. So you can have, in my case, I'm travelling okay, all good, this is where I am, thumbs up, shout out, bit of a brag moment if you like. There's also a feature there which is just a quick pre-formatted text message, which is, in my case, it's, look, I'm all right, I'm just probably going to be a bit delayed, but I'll get there. Don't panic, everything's okay, I'm just dragging my heels. Then there's a third one that I've got preset in there, and these are all presets. You just got to push a button. You don't have to type the message or anything in with any of these. And that is, it's no emergency, but I actually need your assistance. And I'm at this location, and whoever receives the message can log on and see where you are. But it means that you can have those conversations like, help, but it's not urgent. And then, if it all turns pear-shaped, you've got the big red button on the side. You flip that open, and you've got a big SOS button underneath there that you push. We won't do it, but you're not sending any messages, you're just pushing the SOS button, and it's going to the emergency services, and they'll come looking. They'll do a series of tests. They'll contact your nominated contacts to check to see if you're actually out there, hasn't been a false alarm or whatever, and if they don't know any different, they'll inactivate the emergency procedure and come look and give you a hand. You can also use this to just straight out send text messages. You've got a contacts menu in there, and you can just send text messages, send and receive text messages. In this instance, I have an account set up with Garmin. It's a $20 a month account. And if you're more active, you might up that, and I've done that in the past. When I was engaging with people on trips every day, you wanted to, doing solo trips, you want people to know where you are at regular intervals or whatever, you might up that, which I've done, to $40 a month, and that sort of gives you unlimited texts and messaging and tracking. At $20 a month, there is some limits on it, but in general, for people to keep an eye on how you're travelling and how you're trekking, $20 a month is adequate. And that sits up there, always easily accessible, particularly for that big red button. Garmin, $20 a month, Garmin InReach. Thuraya satellite phone through Pivotal, $16.50 a month. And then whatever plan you have, of course, with your mobile phone. Handy bits of gear. We don't leave home in the truck without them, basically. And then if we're on foot or doing other activities, we might ration what we need at any given time. Almost forgot. The lads just reminded me that we do have two other sources of comms when we're in the truck. One of them is a handheld Uniden 5-watt 80-channel UHF. That comes in very handy for if we're straying away from the truck, or the lads running up and down the hills with the camera, getting a bit of footage. That's handy to communicate. And we've also got the GME, I think we've got XRS system, UHF system in the truck. All the details are irrelevant about aerial lengths and all that sort of stuff. We have a couple of different aerials that we swap over occasionally depending on where we're going, what we're doing, but it's almost insignificant. But those two in the truck, vehicle to vehicle communication, and then you can obviously hear what's going on around you, keep track of oncoming traffic. UHF, very handy bits of kit.
Oh, and I still got to wade across the river. Oh. That's much better. Much better. I missed the first shot. What have I done there? Come on. Now I've got to walk all the way down this super steep hill, and he's gone around the corner. I don't know where he's gone.